Oops.
Oh, hi. Nice to meet you.
Uh-oh.
Uh, I'm kind of new in the neighborhood, trying to make friends. And, what's your name? Okay. When I was a little girl, I was so painfully shy that one of my aunts had to ask out of concern whether I could actually speak. I mean, I don't know if you were quiet and shy growing up like I was, but I was on another level, you know? I was very awkward, very quiet. I never knew what to say, even if I was asked a simple question. I have struggled with self-confidence for very many years, and I still lose my confidence from time to time. But I had to learn ways to build my confidence up, especially when, ironically, I found a career in radio and TV. I'm going to tell you how that happened. Here are some ways that I learned to build up my confidence and get better. Now, I'm not proud of this habit. I'm still trying to break it to this day. And the book, The Four Agreements, really summarizes it well. It says, in your entire life, nobody has abused you more than you've abused yourself. You know, I really hate to say this, but for the longest time, I have mentally beat myself up. If I make a mistake, I just feel ashamed and I keep obsessing over it, and it really is so unhealthy. To this day, there will be times that I will think of something that I did wrong 15 years ago, and I'll get so embarrassed and so upset with myself all over again. How can you expect yourself to walk into a room feeling good about yourself when you're just constantly focusing on your mistakes and flaws and punishing yourself for them? Instead of telling yourself, I can't do anything right when you make a mistake, remind yourself that I can do better next time. Instead of telling yourself, this is impossible, I just can't do this, remind yourself that all you have to do is try. It's so important that you learn to be your biggest fan. And remember, nobody is perfect. We all mess up. We all say or do something stupid. We've all been embarrassed. I think what we forget is the most important conversation is the one that you have with yourself. You're so pathetic. Like, honestly, why do you always mess up? You just keep failing at everything. Sorry. So please be mindful about the way you speak to yourself, because it can really break your confidence. And let me know in the comment section if you've been guilty of this habit as well. Secondly, I had to learn to go a little further. So growing up, when I wasn't doing something well, I would get really emotional about it and I wanted to stop immediately because I just felt like a failure. And it's really dangerous when you believe that you can't do more or be more. I had put myself into this little box. There was just only so much that I could achieve because I believed I wasn't smart enough or strong enough to do more. I read this eye-opening book by David Goggins called Can't Hurt Me, and it taught me that it's the difficult things in life that make you the strongest. And what stuck with me from his story is he lives with what he calls the 40% rule. When your mind is telling you that you're done, you're exhausted, you can't possibly go any further, you're only actually 40% done. Huh? So try and go a little further on every task that you take on. Don't always stop when your brain tells you to. Push yourself a little further each time, even if it's a few minutes more. It's given me a real sense of accomplishment, just realizing that there's a lot more I'm capable of than I thought. So thirdly, I had to push myself through fear. So I mentioned earlier that I was very shy, terrified of standing and speaking in front of people, and yet I found myself getting a job in the media industry. How in the world did that happen? So in my final year, you sit down with your professors and they give you advice, and two of my professors told me that they thought that I should think about pursuing a job in TV, in the TV industry. I was still very afraid, of cameras. I was afraid of being seen, and I pushed myself to look for a job in radio. My experience in radio was so crucial because it gave me that confidence boost that I really, really desperately needed. It gave me enough confidence to try out for TV in the end. We all have personal goals or dreams and things that we want to achieve in life, but we often think that I'm not ready, not now. I'll do it when I don't feel so scared. And I don't want you to ever feel like there's something wrong with you for being fearful. Fear will always be there as long as you're doing something that really, really matters to you. And to this day, after 20 years of working in this industry, I still get so nervous before presenting something. No lie, I was so sick to my stomach. I almost threw up the morning that I started posting my first YouTube videos. And I'd really love to know, is there something that you have wanted to achieve, but you've just been putting it off for years because of fear? Let me know in the comment section. I'd love to have have a chat with you about that. So fourthly, I always make sure that I follow through. And some people don't realize how important this is, and they often make empty promises. It's all just talk. When you follow through on your word, when you show up for yourself and others, you become mentally stronger and you'll start to feel more confident in your own abilities. All of a sudden, you're one of those I've got this kind of people. And these can be small things like setting up a meeting for your boss, submitting a report on time, getting the water bill paid before the cutoff period. People respect you when you say you're going to do something and then you actually do it. And more importantly, you will respect and believe in yourself even more. Your mind is so powerful, and our minds can really hold us back in life. It feeds on your insecurities. It tells you to play safe. And if you've been feeling a little shaky in this area, that's okay. As long as you are willing to work on your self-confidence and take back control of your life, you will achieve amazing things. Trust me. So if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. And I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. Do you have any more personal tips on how to build your confidence? I'd really, really love to know. Thanks for the chat. Sending you so much love. Big hugs. And we'll talk soon. Bye.